Hello, hello, hello. We are playing a Eldritch Moon Shadows over Innistrad draft today. Yeah, yep, it's another Swiss one. All the other queues needed 8 people to fire, and this one only needed 1, so I thought, may as well. So we have a couple of options here. There's some pretty good cards in this pack, like this card's pretty good, this card's obviously great, this card's pretty excellent, and there are cards which are like significantly worse than these. I've never had the choice between these two before. I've certainly had this in a deck before and never drawn it. I have never had this in a deck before, but it seems pretty excellent. It's 2 colors though, which is a strike against it. Like it's pretty difficult if you don't end up blue-black to use this effectively. But it is a very powerful effect, and I want to try it. I'm not married to being blue-black or anything, but it's sweet. Can't really complain with it. This pack, this card's sweet in the the blue-red spells deck. This card is pretty good too, since if you get it quite early, you can sort of try and draft the colorless creatures a bit higher than normal. As for the rest of the pack, there's nothing too exciting. Certainly nothing that is striking me as incredible in a different color, making me want to take it. This card's quite expensive. This flying creature is fine, but Grizzled Angler, I like it. Well, I think like Prey Upon's the best card in the pack. I don't think Olivia's Dragoon's that far behind, considering how valuable Madness Outlets are when you need them. This card is also pretty good. So it could be a sign that green is open. This card's very, very expensive, although I do like a good cleaving. I think I'll just take the Dragoon. I'm willing to see where this goes. I might still back out, especially if you're green. Then you can sort of splash for something like this. Let's see. So Borrowed Grace is great. Hamlet Captain's pretty good. There's like a Drag Under. It's like between like Drag Under and Midnight Scavengers, and I like dragging under. Midnight Scavengers does have, the dream attached to it, but I like breaking up things quite a lot with Drag Under, being sort of semi-aggressive. So, no, we'll go with this. We have a Campaign of Vengeance, indicating that Black White's probably open. Tatter Taunter, good in our aggressive theme deck here. Borrowed Malevolence, I do quite like this as well. Very, very cheap and versatile. I think I'm just gonna take the Haunter, like 2 drops, always great. Let's see, so at first I was sort of excited by this card, but then this card keeps being great in basically every situation, so don't really have too much of a choice, really. Let's see. Well, there's some fine cards in every color here. It's semi-tempting to take this to aim for some Delirium things, but we have at least 1 Madness Outlet so far. And it's fairly likely to get more. So far we have this is a zombie, but these other cards are not zombies yet. But we can maybe get there. So like, this card is quite good, especially like if whenever your opponents emerge out something, like this is like the best possible card to have in those situations. But then there's like a spontaneous mutation, Graph Rats. Like this pack is like a bounty. I'm going to take that card. I haven't actually gotten a chance to blow anyone out with it, and I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to blow some people away. I think now I can take this as just making sure I have enough 2-drops. Like this card is fine, but I think this is pretty good. I guess it would have been better if I'd taken the Maniac guy from earlier. It makes random creatures when it comes into play. And I guess I can take this. Help me get more madness. I don't particularly think I need any of these. I mean, this is a fine sideboard card, I guess. Cultist Staff's a bit expensive, but this is fine. This is a bit late, but it's fine. I'll let it go. And Symmetry Recruitment, pretty good. If I do end up getting enough zombies. I think this card's just unplayable, so I'll take this because it's a fine sideboard card. Oh, there's the Docent of Perfection. That card's bananas. Faith Unbroken, obviously very, very powerful as well, but not in the colors we are at the moment. Yeah, there's a bunch of like pretty good cards in this pack. We could fairly easily get back something good out of it, like whether it's a Maniac, a Mutation, or just even like another vampire guy. So here it comes. Wow, look at this. Wow, what's up with this red theme deck? I think this has to be the best one by quite a lot. We don't have that many instant or sorceries, but you know, we can get back a Drag Under or something. Not really interested in too much else. And this card's great, but this card's on theme. Bloodhall Priest, nice. I don't really think I'm gonna try and splash for it or anything, so I think I'll just take Graph Rats. I mean, it's not super since we don't have a Midnight Scavengers yet, but we might get one, and it's not unreasonable to make sure we have enough. So we can't play this, unfortunately. But we got our Scavengers to go with our Graph Rats. Let's see. Well, we have a Succumb to Temptation versus Exultant Cultist. I do like Succumb more than most people, I think, but this is not too dissimilar. Unsubstantiate is fine. I think it's a bit worse than it looks sometimes, since if you're not actually beating them down fast enough, then it doesn't always do things. But Exultant Cultist is always good, I guess. So we can take like another Weirded Vampire, since we have like 2 Madness Outlets, versus like Rise from the Grave. I think Rise from the Grave has a decent amount of potential, since you can sort of like loop it with like Vexing Scuttler. If you end up milling yourselves with like Gisa and Geralf, we can, if you like mill Docent of Perfection, we can get something with this. There's nothing much here, to be fair. I mean, I know Cuneo would probably slam this one, but like this is pretty unusual. I think I'll take this one. I haven't actually played a single Rise from the Grave of this limited format, but this seems like the kind of place I might want it. Oh, and the tree. The tree. Well, trees are tricky, right? It's no zombie, so we can't, do any like weird things with Geese and Giraffe, but I do like me a Tree of Perdition. Now, it's not an aggressive card like Tatter Taunter, so it's entirely plausible that I might want to ship it. But on the other hand, like I have picked up a reasonable amount of like late game things, so I guess 0-13 is massive. And here I think we just want this Borrowed Malevolence. Like Convolute's fine and all that, but this is nice and cheap. So given that we don't actually have a Displace, I'm thinking Spontaneous Mutation is probably the best option here. I wouldn't mind Weirded Vampire, but we've got enough random creatures at the moment. Conjure Up Storm tabled. That's alright, I'll keep passing red and take Convolute. I don't really want any of these cards. I think I have enough of these. Like this isn't incredible or anything. I'll just take this. And take this one. Hooray! Table to come. Table Nephali Academy as well. Academy, very powerful word to have on the title of your land. Foil Orchard. Looks pretty sweet. I'm not taking it. Sin Podder, not worthy of a splash. Oh, it is very strong. I think we're just taking Deadweight here. Don't nearly have enough instants or sorceries to do anything sweet with Trail of Evidence yet. Hoping to pick up some more zombies this time. Oh, look at what's going on with this art there. Thanks, Magic Online. So, I guess just taking Reckless Scholar, because that card is great. That there is a zombie first, but I think we could probably take some of those. And, Reckless Scholars is good. I don't think we're doing a Manic Scribe deck here. So, just scholaring up. So we have Murderous Compulsion, or like a Stitch Mangler. I think Murderous Compulsion seems like the best option, even though we're passing another zombie. Broken Concentration is fine. These cards are all fine. I certainly wouldn't mind a Sanitarium Skeleton either, with the amount of discard things we've got going on. I think I'll just take the Deterrence. Well, there's a Ghoul Caller's Accomplice. It's fine 2-drop. It isn't a zombie itself, but can at least provide us with one. It's that, or we can like take a Lamplighter of Selhoff, which is a fine zombie. But we seem to be mostly just playing this as like a 4/4 for 4, which is fine. Although, like, maybe we have enough 2-drops as is, but I think Ghoul Caller's Accomplice goes with the rest of our deck more. Because we're actually some sort of madness deck, judging by the, few ways we have to discard cards. Yeah, take some twins. And man, How the Mighty Have Fallen, this card used to be so sweet. Yes, this card would be like an upgrade on our Cemetery Recruitment, if you want such a thing. Oh, okay, so we have a choice between like Throttle here and Hound of the Farbogs. Now, I would say nearly all the time, like Throttle's just better, right? But I kind of want another zombie for my Gisa and Giraffe, since, you know, I want to see how sweet it is. And like a recurring 5/3 does do pretty hard work, I think. And Throttle's not even that great. There's no giant loss. I don't really want any of these cards. Let's take this away. Well. I wasn't sure if we were going to get a Hound of the Farbogs. And here we are, we got one. I'll take two. Here's another zombie. So, we certainly have a bunch of cards in our deck right now. Certainly room for taking out several. I do like this this island. So happy to pick that one up late. Alright then, I think I'm gonna go with this setup. It's a bit all over the place. It's sort of a part Madness deck with you know, a couple of Madness Vampires, but I think I have enough, you know, Reckless Scholaring and Waltzing and Dragooning to warrant keeping all those. I have like an instant or sorcery thing, so I only have like 5, but I definitely need enough to get some value out of the Vexing Scuttler and at least get a couple of things out of Docent Perfection. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much if this flips, since it's totally fine by itself. But, you know, it would be nice to flip. I also have like you know, some wizard support, even without these spells themselves. And I have like this little zombie thing where I feel like I sort of have to at least give it a try, right? To try and like recur some zombies. Because if you know, if the only zombie I have in my deck is Ingenious Scab, it's maybe not gonna get the job done. So there are various things I maybe should be taking out. Like maybe like this doesn't fit the plan well enough. I'm willing to believe that. But you know, I want to keep enough of a low curve to, you know, block like enemy flyers or apply some pressure when required. This tree might be just horrendous, but you know, as a mythic, despite doing a reasonable number of drafts since the set's been out, I haven't seen this in play, and it's difficult to gauge exactly how good a card like this is, since it's such a weird effect without having played with it. So, like, I have some totally fine cards in my sideboard here. Like, I mean, I've still got 3 minutes to go, so I might change my mind still. Like Compelling Deterrence. Now that I have enough zombies, maybe this is too good to leave the sign. There's like a Convolute. This may be better than Summary Dismissal, but I really want to blow out an Emerge creature. Just once in my life. You know, there's like a Succumb to Temptation, like more Hounds to like bump up my instant or sorcery count. Like, I know Rotten Heart Ghoul isn't that great, but it is a zombie. So like maybe the Scab and the Hounds are enough random zombies to work with Gisa and Geralf. Who knows? It's a shame that they're not, zombies themselves. But I'm sure when we return to Innistrad, it probably will be by then. At least one of them. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna board this in when they have like giant ground creatures. I'm gonna put in compelling deterrence, just to bump up our instant or sorcery count a little bit. And it's not horrendous. It's not awful if you don't have a zombie. You can normally time it to be useful. I'd prefer not to make myself discard cards, but sometimes you can like bounce up Midnight Scavengers, that sort of thing. All right, let's try this out. Is Magic Online right here? I don't think so. I think I want more swamps than islands, since most of my 2-drops are black. All right, see you in round 1.